Hello all and welcome to GW Prime Live, where we bring you series of thought leadership discussions, real-world case studies, and the GW Bulletin with news on geospatial, space, and other technologies from all over the world. I am Titash Roy, Industry Manager Infrastructure, and it is a great honor to me to host today's discussion on digital technology convergence, empowering smart city initiatives. I'm pleased to introduce to you all our guest for today, Dr. Mani Dhingra, Smart City Digital Twin Manager for Smart Dublin Adapt SFI Research Center. Welcome to GW Prime Live, Mani.
Thank you, Titash. Thanks for having me.
I'm really glad to have you with us today, and eagerly looking forward to our discussion. However, before we start the discussion, I am pleased to share the extensive experience you have in the field of urban development and research. Mani is a prominent urban researcher, sustainability advocate, and social scientist with over a decade of experience. Passionate about fostering inclusive, sustainable, and smart urban futures, she specializes in strategic policymaking, decision support systems, and bridging academia industry gaps. With expertise in urban sustainability, climate change, and environmental justice, Mani actively contributes to shaping resilient, socially inclusive urban environments. Her commitment to merging theoretical insights with practical solutions positions her as a transformative force in the pursuit of a better urban future. Her key areas of interest includes the ethical use of generative AI, urban digital twins, inclusive and accessible design solutions, democratic smart city planning, and community-oriented resilient smart urban development. Today, as we delve into the critical topic on how the convergence of different digital technologies, such as digital twin, GIS, AI, sensors, BIM, etc., are empowering urban development and smart city initiatives, we are eager to hear from Mani on how this digital transformation is setting new standards for the smart city sector and its role in enhancing productivity, efficiency, and compliance apart from bettering the everyday life of citizens. So, Mani, I believe you're working on the Twin for Resilience program and few other projects, other projects around digital twins and active travel. Let us start our discussion with the Twin for Resilience project. Can you please provide an overview of this project and its main objectives, and also kind of share how this project aligns with Dublin's broader smart city initiatives?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Twin for Resilience is the recent one in our hat. And Dublin is a very old city. It's a historic city. It's the capital of Ireland. But with this historical context, you can understand there are a lot of urbanization challenges. And we have a lot of national plans in place, such as sustainable mobility or traffic congestion or active travel. So there is a gamut of plans which we need to implement. And Dublin City Council is one of the leading local authorities in Ireland. So it has the maximum capital investment and it has its own vision to have a sustainable, dynamic, and inclusive city development in place. Now, Twin for Resilience is a very transformative project. It's a very forward thinking, innovative project which brings together 14 partners across Northwest Europe. It's a 8 million euro funding by Interregional Northwest European Union. And what we are trying to do with this project is to develop a joint implementation strategy for local digital twins. So local digital twins is something which we use the term very much in European context. And otherwise they can be digital twin cities or urban digital twins. But the idea is to use digital twins for systemic innovation for urban planning, also to build capacities for urban local authorities, for citizens, for research organizations. So I think it tries to bring a lot of partners together. Uh, Talking about Dublin's position in this project, Dublin is one of the front runner cities in this project. It's going to take place for next 3 years, 3.5 years we have.
Right.
And Dublin is leading ethics, inclusion, and democratization framework for local digital twins. So that's about the project.
Thank you, Mani, for the answer. I'm kind of curious about what are the different digital technologies, that you're using in the different smart city initiatives in Dublin, and how is the convergence of these technologies empowering your initiatives?
So, Titosh, if you understand, like cities are very complex at the moment. We have,
Right.
it's not just about the urban, physical, and social fabric. There is a digital fabric also around us. So we have IoT devices, which is Internet of Things. So there are sensors all around us, which collects a lot of data. Then we have traffic, traffic flows there. So some intelligent traffic monitoring systems are there in the city.
Mm-hmm.
They have building information models, 3D models. So all these different devices or the data capture solutions, they bring big data volumes
Right.
big data volumes at such a huge velocity. So making sense of these technologies is of utmost importance. Now, with our Smart City initiative, we try to look at these solutions in Convergence. We try to make sense of these through digital twins or geospatial techniques, and gathering some meaningful insights and then going back to the service owners and giving them the rightful insights for their projects.
Right. So you mentioned about a lot of data points in terms of building 3D building. Then maybe most probably you will be using a reality capture for collecting of data. So when you're handling these large data sets, are you facing any challenges in terms of interoperability or any other challenges in terms of integrating these technologies? And if yes, how is your team addressing these challenges?
Absolutely, that's a major challenge, and I think that's a major challenge for everyone who is working with data,
Right.
because it's not just a very small amount of data, and then we need to have a standard approach for our data formats, interoperable platforms, so that we can integrate these diverse amount of data sets within our 2D or 3D built environments. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we are also having issues around data silos between different departments in Dublin City Council, and we try to build some data governance around it. So with our projects which we are piloting with active travel team or with our planning team, so we are trying to understand how we can have better practices for data management, data governance, and then make some cases around it. So at Smart
Right.
Dublin, we trial, test, and evaluate a solution, and then we see what is the potential of scaling the solution for Dublin City Council. So I think the challenge is absolutely there. But besides this, the challenge is also technical complexity of digital twins, and there's a skill gap. So how to bring different teams, how to bring this non-technical staff in Dublin City Council and Urban Local Authority on board with
Mm,
us and have a smoother digital transition. So that's something we also struggle with, but I think engagement and collaboration is the right way to go ahead.
right. And is there any kind of support in terms of national level policies which are kind of mandating the use of these technologies, or is kind of helping in this integration of technologies that you would like to mention?
There are many actually, and with this new European Union AI Act, interoperable platforms, open data directive. So all these
Right.
things, the policy landscape within Europe is changing a lot. And we have many regulations, whether it's general data protection rights or data protection impact assessment. So there are some directives in place which we need to adhere to when we employ any technology in an urban system.
Right.
So also within Irish context, there are policies, there are strategies around using AI, around using I think AI is the most important one at the moment, AI for public good. So how to make
Right.
sense of it?
Right. Thank you, Mani. I remember when we were having a short chat earlier, you did mention very briefly on some other projects like the PHC project, which is supported by Bloomberg, Vital Strategies, and the World Health Organization. So, can you please elaborate a bit more on that for our audience, and what are the key objectives and what are the expected outcomes out of this project, and how do you think it has influence the ongoing active travel investment in Ireland? Money.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just talked about data. I think with this active travel project,
Yeah.
we are trying to make data as gathering data insights for active travel. That's the whole project all about. So it's a part of
Right.
PHC, which is Partnership for Healthy Cities. It's an initiative by the European Union,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a network of around 73, 74 global cities around the world. And the idea is to work on healthy urbanism. So what we are trying to do with this project, with our active travel unit in Dublin City Council, is to understand and use data for understanding the active travel patterns within the city. Now, Ireland is investing billions of euros in active travel infrastructure, and active travel is walking, wheeling, and cycling infrastructure. Now, 310 kilometers is to be built in next 8 years. So you can understand the scale of this project. But
Yeah.
whether this project is successful or not, it depends on whether we have more people cycling, more people walking on the streets of Dublin. Sorry. So it becomes very important that we measure the impact of these schemes. So with the project, we are trying to assess the impact and develop a monitoring toolkit for our active travel projects, which could help National Transport Authority of Ireland or research organizations and even urban local bodies to build public trust in these schemes, to make people, cycle more, to make them healthy and environmentally conscious about their choices.
Right. And when did this project actually started? I'm a bit curious about that as well. And if you
We
can, can
sorry.
share some of the projected outcomes, and or maybe some of the outcomes you can already, kind of measure, if you have something to share on that.
Yeah. So we launched this project in March this year in Cape Town. So there
Okay.
was Partnership for Healthy Cities Summit,
Okay.
and that time we launched the project. So far what we have done is we have conducted a lot of workshops and surveys with different teams, different stakeholders in Irish context, and
Right.
then we tried to map what are the data needs for this kind of assessment. So it's the modal shift, it's the safety of active travel infrastructure, how comfortable they are when they are riding on these roads or walking on these roads. So we have this data, what data we need, and then how we can use solutions. So what solutions are available to measure these data indicators. So indicator prioritization is the second step. Now what we are
Right.
doing is we are validating different AI camera based sensors or radar sensors and understanding like how well these platforms can work for us, whether Google can work for us. So what
Hmm.
baseline data we have, what is the potential of each of these solutions. But when I
Right.
talk about the solution, it's not just the cost factor which we take into account. We are talking about GDPR, we are talking about privacy concerns, how we are going to manage the data, who is the owner of the data.
Right.
So the project is very holistic in nature.
Right. So again, you kind of mentioned about a lot of data points that are being used in this in this program or a project. So my follow-up question will be, how are you ensuring that this data is secure? And any kind of so I mean, in terms of what do you say? Like for example, these data, there is no data breach, and there is and you ensure the security of the citizens, and they are okay with sharing this kind of data with you. So what are the different initiatives that you're taking for on this ground?
Some of these initiatives come very much top down because they're part of EU policies. So like general data protection rights, general data
Okay.
protection regulations. So it's in place, and then we have data protection impact assessment of any technology. So when we gather any personal data, we need to have a unanimous data. So the personal data cannot be stored or processed in its own way. So we have to anonymize these kind of data sets. So security of citizen data is paramount in any local authority, especially what I'm observing in European context. It's very important. So there are
Right.
regulations in place. There is risk assessment which is done for these technologies, and to what
Hmm.
extent we can implement and adopt these technologies for citizens.
Mani, how do you plan to further leverage digital twins and other emerging technologies to enhance your future smart city initiatives in Dublin City?
First of all, with this Twin for Resilience project, I think the hope is to bring everyone within DCC on our journey to help them
Right.
understand what technology can do for their, can serve them, what it can do for their daily workflows, and can they change the process. So change management is really important. And
Mm-hmm.
then we are trying to have an integrated approach. So not just working with smart city unit in silos, but linking it with data analytics unit or planning team or active travel team. So how we can all approach a solution together. So that's something we are trying to look at. But also public engagement and community engagement is a very important aspect. So I think with digital twins, the idea is to focus on engagement and collaboration initiatives, building public trust, showing them what the new proposals look like what the scenarios would look like, and have a very ethical deployment of these technologies.
Right. And again, just out of curiosity, when did the Dublin Smart City kind of started using the digital twin technology into their workflow, and how is it different from the older times? If you can give us a glimpse on that.
So I
Basically, it will help us and visualize our for even visualize for our viewers the different benefits of digital twin technology.
So, like Smart Dublin is an umbrella initiative, and in Dublin region, we have four Dublin local authorities which work together. So, in
Right.
2016, first of all, Smart Dublin came into being, and the idea is to test technology, evaluate it, and see what is the potential of it for wider adoption within the city council. In
Mm-hmm.
2018, Dublin City Council started investing in, they procured a 3D model for their Docklands area, which is a very historic area in the city. It's along the River Liffey. So they got this 3D model. They organized a 3D hackathon, which is very unique in its own way because it allowed people, general public, to participate and to vouch for some of the solutions which are possible to solve issues in Dublin. And thereafter, I think the realization is how we can make sense of the vast amount of data we secure. Like we already have a drone unit in the organization. We have survey and mapping department. So the data capture technology is advanced, but the data
Right.
stream which is coming from these technology needs to make sense of it. So that's how the conversation around digital twin started. It started building up. And as you know, digital twin is a buzzword. So we are just trying to make sense of it in our own context and how it can serve city council in the most efficient manner.
Thank you, Mani. I wish we had more time, to continue this conversation, but sadly, we are kind of almost at the end of it now. But before we end the conversation, I would like to ask you one last question, and that is basically related to what are the key takeaways, or advice that you would like to offer to other cities who are looking to implement similar smart city initiatives, especially using digital twin technology.
Well, I think for that question, I have three very concrete steps. So I think number one is to look at your objectives and goals. Why you want to do it? What's your agenda for implementing any smart city technologies? Because these technologies are disruptive, so you need to have a plan in place.
Right.
Number two, data is the driver for any innovation. So you need to have a very, very solid data management plan, a data governance strategy. Without data, everything is impossible around digital twins, at least. And number three, invest in people, invest in your organization, invest in their training. It's very, very important to bring them on board. And you cannot forget that, technology is for the people and not the other way around. So we want to build a very resilient and inclusive future with the help of technologies. So just don't feel lost when we talk about technology and keep people at the center of these technology and innovation projects.
Thank you, Mani, for summing it up so beautifully. I think that was the perfect way to kind of end this discussion, and I wish we had some more time. But nevertheless, we got to discuss the role of different digital technologies today that are playing a crucial role in empowering smart city initiatives. We look forward to converse, more with you in the future, and we look forward to bring your insights on this industry and the sector, through future collaborations. However, it was a pleasure hosting you today at GW Prime Live, and thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you so much, Titash, and thank you, GW Prime, for this opportunity. I look forward.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of GW Case Study Chronicles on GW Prime Live. I am Titash Roy, your host for today's episode. In this special segment, powered by the Geospatial Resource Platform, we delve into real life projects that exemplify the transformative impact of geospatial, BIM for AEC, and other emerging technologies across diverse economic sectors. These case studies are meticulously curated by GW Consulting and are readily accessible on the Geospatial Resource Platform, providing invaluable insights into groundbreaking innovations driving sustainable development worldwide. Today's episode spotlights precision GNSS solutions for Class 1 railways in the United States. In this episode, we'll look at how Wabtec Corporation revolutionizes safety and efficiency across United States Class 1 railways by strategically integrating geospatial technology into their operations. Leveraging GNSS receivers from Septentrio into their innovative GoLink Edge platform, they lead the way in railway management innovation. Through seamless integration of real-time kinetic positioning and precision navigation systems, this solution not only ensures adherence to positive train control standards but also enhances operational efficiency throughout extensive railway networks. Wabtec, a global leader for rail equipment, digital solutions, and services, has partnered with Septentrio, a Belgian manufacturer of GNSS equipment, for integrating Septentrio's GNSS receivers in its GoLinks Edge platform that will provide the positioning, connectivity, data storage, and enhancing positive train control for freight railroads in United States. Ensuring accurate positioning and navigation across extensive railway networks encompassing diverse environmental conditions and terrains was a challenging task. Establishing robust communication channels to transmit real-time positioning data between onboard and wayside components reliably was an addition to the challenges faced. Also, integration of various geospatial technologies, including GNSS receivers, RTK positioning, and precise navigation systems, into the current railway infrastructure and equipment was a daunting task. In addition to this, there was a need to adhering to regulatory standards and requirements for railway safety, particularly concerning the implementation of positive train control. Wabtec Corporation integrated Septentrio GNSS receivers into the GoLink Edge platform, providing positioning, connectivity, data storage, and enhancing positive train control for freight railroads in the United States. They deployed two GNSS receivers on each locomotive to provide precise positioning information as part of the GoLink system. The project also explored the implementation of the GoLink Precision Reference System, an all-in-one precision navigation system designed for onboard and wayside precision navigation, utilizing high-precision global navigation satellite system receivers for determining the position. The deployment of the Precision Navigation Module was a roving high-precision GNSS module for determining position, and an installation of the Precision Reference Module was equipped with a GNSS receiver for generating RTCM differential or real-time kinetic corrections. Integration of GoLink with Wabtec's PTC solution served as a safety overlay to enforce existing railroad signal indications and other operating rules, providing critical information about work zone proximity, movement authorization, switch positions, and other operational data. The GNSS solutions have improved railway safety by providing precise position data for train control and monitoring, thereby reducing the risk of accidents and collisions. Accurate positioning information has enabled efficient train operations, including scheduling, routing, and maintenance planning. By implementing positive train control solutions and adhering to regulatory standards, the project ensured compliance with safety regulations, avoiding potential penalties and liabilities. To conclude, the initiative has improved efficiency and safety that led to cost savings for railway operators through reduced fuel consumption, maintenance costs, and operational downtime. Scalable architecture and the integration of advanced geospatial solutions future proof the railway infrastructure, allowing for seamless adaptation to evolving industry standards and technological advancements. For more detailed information on this project, please visit the Geospatial Resource Platform at the Geospatial World website. Thank you for joining us today. We will be back with yet another interesting case study in the next episode.